Hello, my name is Jim Mullany from Sitek Process Solutions. Today is October 27th, 2022. I hope everyone's getting ready for a nice Halloween next Monday night. Today I'm doing a video source inspection on a fully remanufactured, like new condition, semi-tool 470 F as in Frank, and I'll talk about that later, spin rinse dryer. This system has the traditional semi-tool PSC-101 controller. For the privacy of our customers, we don't give their name out on our videos because this is uploaded to our YouTube channel. However, I will give you the PO number. It is 2022314. This system actually handles three different size substrates. What you have inside here is your 6-inch wafers, 150 millimeter wafers. That's your traditional A182 60 MB cassette. We also have the Sitek inserts. These inserts are designed that in less than 10 seconds you can downsize your rotor to accept a different wafer size. We have one insert to accept the Entegris A7240 MB cassette and another insert to do the Entegris A82 M 3-inch insert. I will show you these inserts, how they're installed after we do our first process run. It's pretty boring while the tool runs, so I'll go in and get it started, then I'll talk about the options that we've included and our remanufacturing process. So you simply load your cassette. In this case, it's got the 6-inch in there. Okay, we'll be doing a typical spin rinse dryer process. One is rinse, which you can see the water on. You'll then do a purge, which the purge will blow all DI water out of the DI lines so it doesn't drip back during the dry. Then you'll go into what's called the dry one, which is a high RPM process. So it uses high RPM and centrifugal force to sling the water off of the cassette, the wafers, and the rotors. And then you'll go to dry 2, which is an elongated dry cycle, which uses hot end 2, heater blankets, centrifugal force to then do the rest of the drying of the tool. And it's a longer process. Okay, we're in, here's our purge. We purge at 1800 RPM. Nice and smooth. This is fantastic. Let me talk about the options. I saw that it has the anti-static module inside. On the back, I also see it as the resistivity probe, and it has the DI recirculation option. The DI recirculation, the customer has the choice of adjusting the valve to just a trickle or a full flow water recirc if they want. On the back of the rinser dryer, we have our Sitek nameplate. It's a model 470F, system number SRD01483. And it was remanufactured in 10/2022. This is a 220-volt system. This system is going to Europe. This is actually a repeat customer. They've purchased 2 or 3 other rinser dryers already from us. I was over in Europe doing the startup in France. I'll be going over to Europe. We have multiple startups between France and Germany of a lot of rinser dryers over the next 6 weeks. So we've spent a lot of time in Europe. Okay. So as you can see, this system looks beautiful. It looks like it's brand new. At Sitek, what we do on our manufacturing is when an order comes in, we build a job folder for it. That job folder, when the job is queued up to be worked on, it's taken out to our manufacturing floor, assigned to one of our technicians. They then do a complete build. We start at the frame, just a base plate. We have a special in-house process that we reprocess the bowl. We then send the bowl, heater elements, the N2 manifold, and other stainless steel parts to have newly electric polished on them for purity. We start then the dry build. We rebuild the motors. We rebuild all the ACR valves, all new Teflon tubing, all new pneumatic tubing, new windows, new door seals, new bowl seals, new pressure sensors. The system basically to the customer, even though it's sold as remanufactured, is like a new system. Once the dry build is done, and when I say dry build, there's no poly, it's just the actual machine itself on a stainless steel table in our manufacturing area. We have a second technician that has a QC report they do. Assuming that the system passes the dry QC, it's then brought into final test without any poly, just the head assembly itself, and we hook it up to our DI system, make sure there's no leaks, the valves are good and so forth. Once that's done, we have a second QC that's done inside final test. If it passes that, we go to a 50 process run burn-in cycle. When it passes 50 runs, we then configure it in its system. In this case, it's a single, it's called a 470. 4 means it's a single standalone SRD. As you can see, it's got a base there. The 7 means it handles 6-inch wafers. Kind kind of somebody told me I had a little problem there where they did their part numbers. So the 7 means 6 inch, and then the 0, there's always a 0 at the end of all part numbers. So then what we do is we then do approximately another 50 process runs. We make sure that the poly is good, there's no vibration, there are no issues. Once it passes all of the QC and all of the burn-in runs, sales is notified to do the video. We have a large sales force. We have 4 outside U.S. sales people. We have 3 inside people. This is an international project, so I'm the one doing the video because I handle the international distributors and the international accounts. Okay, we're in the elongated dry 2. We only have about 100 seconds left. What I'll do is, when this finishes, it's called the RSP, which is rotor stop positioner. It's backed by the cam assembly. It extends out. It'll push on the cam assembly. It'll roll to a very specific spot we call 12 o'clock, home position. It'll upright the rotor and cassettes to 12. Once the RPM hits 0, I can hear the door. See, the door's locked. I can hear the door release, and I'll be able to take out the wafers. We still have about a minute to go. So if you go to our website at sitekprocess.com, on the left-hand side, you'll see a lot of buttons. The first 7 buttons are all semi-tool related. The first 3 are the systems. The S model is in Sam, the F is in Frank, and the traditional ST. The next 3 are the spare parts. For this system, it's called the 470F. We have 100% spare parts. We have motors, we have controllers, we have every single part. We also have complete controller repairs, we have motor rebuilds, we have valve rebuilds for customers, so we do all the servicing on this tool also. And then if you look at the other 2 buttons, those are the S model and the ST models. We have, again, all spare parts for all of those systems. Okay, we're down to about 35 seconds. I'll go ahead and wait, and I'll let this finish. We'll let the process, I'll check for the wafers. I'll show you how the inserts work, and then I'll go ahead and talk about the rest of our support for front-end wafer fab processing. Okay, we're down to 9 seconds. Okay, we'll start the wind down. Once we hit 70 RPM, I'll hear the rotor stop positioner. We call it fire, where it extends, and it'll start to upright the rotor. Right about now. There we go, I heard it. There we go, as you see it upright the rotor. RPM's down to 0. I just heard the door release, okay? All right, what I like to do first is check for hot. Yep, nice and hot heat. Look at the substrates. I did a shorter process than a lot of times the customers do, only because for the video, but the cassette's nice and warm, nice and dry. It looks good. I'm going to put the cassette away over here. Okay, so this is this facility obviously runs different wafer sizes. Imagine the customer just ran a 6-inch cassette, but now they brought a 4-inch cassette over. Traditionally, in the past, you'd have to take the rotors out, take them out, store them, bring a new rotor in, reinstall the bolts, and test it before you can run it. Now, you simply buy a Sitek insert like this, and it slides in. I've now made this rotor 4-inch. You take your 4-inch cassette, and you can simply load it like that. Because of the time of the video, I won't run the video, but it runs just as smooth. Okay, let's say the process is over. We run it. It's done. Okay, the person says, all right, my wafers are good. I take it out. I remove my insert. And the next person comes over and says, oh, I want to run 3-inch, 75 millimeter. You take your 3-inch insert, simply slide it in. You're done. And load the cassette. That's how easy it is to go from 150 to 100 to 75 millimeter wafers. 6-inch, 4-inch, and 3-inch. It's fantastic. Okay, so I showed you how the inserts work. Let's talk about our support then on the spinner dryers. I talked about our spare parts. We have on all the rinser dryers, we have complete service capabilities. On the S models, we have the amp rebuilds. We have the controller rebuilds. This one was called an F. The reason the difference of an S and an F is the F uses a brush motor versus a brushless motor. That's the biggest designation between the two. Going back to our website, the next button down is Vertec. 2.5 years ago, Sitek, we purchased the Vertec product line. We're now the OEM. We do quite a lot now with the Vertec spare parts, and customers send us in their systems for refurbishment. Besides that, for wet processing, we have 2 other main product categories. We have are Integris floorware box washers. We are the #1 supplier of remanufactured systems and spare parts in the world. The OEM no longer supports that tool, but we have 100%. You go to our website, we have door seal assemblies, we have new doors, we have the large heater elements, we have all of your spray arms, we have all the hubs, we have all the ball bearings, everything. So we support worldwide customers with all of their floorware needs. The other product line under wet processing is mask and wafer scrubbers. That would be the Ultra T, Ultratech, and K&S product line. Those are high pressure and scrub, usually single wafer systems. We do quite a lot. In fact, we have 3 on order right now that we're building for customers. So that kind of rounds out our wet processing. Other tools we have in our for front-end wafer fab is wafer film analysis. That would be like particle counters, your KLA 10-core particle counters, your 6000 class, your 4500, 5500. We also do prometrics tools for film measurements. We have nanometric systems. We have lipsometry, Gertner, Rudolph lipsometry equipment. We also have high and low power microscopes. So we have a complete array of wafer analysis tools. We also do photoresist. We do quite a lot actually with photoresist. We do YES vapor prime ovens. We have some SVG tracks, but we do a lot more is customers' pumps. We do complete pump packages. We do the IDI Cyborg, the IDI 300, multiple pumps with a controller. We do the 400, the 450 high viscosity. We have customers send us their Cyborg controllers. We do complete rebuilds and testing them. Like this machine, every other tool we sell or any repair we do on a photoresist gets a complete video source inspection prior to shipment. We want the customer to know that when it left Sitek, it's working perfect and it looked great. If something happens in transit, well, we'll address that and we'll help the customer because we can't control a crate, bouncing across the world. But we ship a lot. We've done over close to 3,000 rinser dryers now. So we believe the current market leader in the newest technology rinser dryers. So that kind of rounds out a lot of the tools we do. That will conclude my quick video source inspection of a fully remanufactured, like new condition, Semi-Tool 470 F as in Frank. Again, at our website, as we talked about the buttons, if you do click on the buttons or you use our search box, let's say for nanometrics, and it brings up the different tools, and you click on the tool and it has specifications on it, it'll have a contact sales button. If you click on that button, it'll send an email to our sales department to get you all the appropriate information. We also, on our spare parts of Semi-Tool, we try to have a picture of every single spare parts because the OEM over the years had 2 or 3 different part numbers for the same part. We also then keep those other part numbers inside of our website database. So if you search in the search box for an old Semi-Tool part number, it'll bring up, let's say if it was a door seal, it'll bring up our correct matching door seal for the customer. It makes it very easy. Then they can confirm the part number, and they can also see a picture of the part they're talking about. All right, so again, today is Thursday, October 27th, 2022. I appreciate you watching this video and hope everyone has a nice Halloween. Thank you.